Oh, what a big man you are. Hey, let me buy you a pack of gum. I'll show you how to chew it. Ooh.
There's a place in this town where kids learn the wrong things.
Stack of Dimes.
A place where they keep a vicious secret.
Stack of Dimes.
A place controlled by people who profit from pain.
Stack of Dimes.
Now, this town's vicious secret is exposed. There's only one thing to do. Get ready for
Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes.
Stack of Dimes. We are the podcast that has, promised many things throughout the 10 years or more span of this show and pretty much deliver on none of it. So, welcome. And welcome one Aaron Roden to the Stack of Dimes podcast.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're in the Roden Family Fun Center.
Having fun.
Yeah, having fun.
Having fun.
I had fun last time in here.
It was great, man.
I got some people who really...
All three of us together?
I've already heard from some people. They really enjoyed the show.
Oh, fantastic.
So I don't know what that says about us.
That's
when
wonderful.
They only enjoy it when JD shows
When JD's
up.
there?
So
yeah. or I don't know how to feel about that. That's it.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a You Blew It show. It wasn't an SOD show. So, but you know what? Fuck y'all. Yeah. No, actually, no, I'm just kidding. I love you. I love you. I love your mama.
Love you, Mom.
So we're squeezing this one in really quickly. I called you up, said, hey, you got some time to roll on something tonight?
Yeah.
And you produced it like that. You were like, what do you want to talk about? I said, I don't know. What do you got? And it's like, and you just said unfinished projects. Or projects that have taken you so long, by the time you're finished, maybe you're not so satisfied with the end result.
So perfect example.
My stuff won't be as cool as yours because your projects are like woodworking and cool furniture building and shit like that. Mine's like, I decided to create jewel cases for my TurboGrafx games. Or I decided to wash my Millennium Falcon and inkjet some printers. Or inkjet some stickers to put on it. I mean, that's my loser shit. So, but yeah,
that's some cool shit, though.
Let's talk about it.
That's cool shit.
Let's talk about it.
That's cool shit. Before we get started, I just got to tell you, I'm like super excited. I cashed out. I started this.
You were.
I got a little side biz going on.
Yeah.
I want everybody.
I believe they call that a side hustle.
A side hustle. I got a little side hustle. It's an app that I signed up for where I can just take surveys for money.
Can they sponsor our show? Because I mean, you're basically doing a sponsorship for them right now.
I'm not going to say their name.
Go ahead and say their name.
Fuck that.
Why?
It's QME.
Oh,
letter Q MEE.
Look, super easy to convince you to say it. Yeah.
And so I've just been doing surveys for you get paid like 20 cents for like 5 minutes. Or something like that.
Oh, really?
For a 5-minute survey or something.
It
varies.
I was going to say, are there...
You can go up to like $3.
Got it. Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Are there more expensive?
But see, it seems like the more expensive ones are really specific on who they're looking for to take their survey. So if you don't answer a certain amount of questions correctly, they'll just kick you out.
Well, that's bullshit.
They'll boot you. And so it's just like a series of really frustrating events to take these
it's almost like
surveys, and it's
almost like a quiz to take that kind of survey.
Almost, yeah. They have what's the word I'm looking for? They have pre-questions, right? A pre-survey survey of who you are, how old you are, and if you aren't for example, if you aren't in the age group that they're looking for, or if that age group that you're in is already full, then they'll just be like, okay, redirect you.
It's almost like an interview to be accepted into the survey.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
And it happens all the time. So what I've tried to do, my goal is to get $5 a day, right? Just from doing these.
How long does that usually take?
Fucking at least 2 hours, which is way less than I make. And it's also way less than minimum wage.
It'd be cool if there was an app that did the pre-questions for the surveys that paid you.
Yeah.
To then get approved and then use the other app.
Right.
After that, they hand it off to the survey app. So you get what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
So you get paid for that pre-one.
Here's the thing. That would be fucking fantastic. Here's the thing, though, is a lot of these surveys, are run by AI scripts that basically monitor how quickly you answer a question. So like if you answer too quickly, they're going to think you're a bot.
Oh, Christ.
And they're going to boot you, right? So like, you got to walk this really thin fucking line of making sure you can stay in the parameters of this survey to actually take it. And a lot of the times, like, you know, the more pricey ones where they pay you like $3 or $2 or something like that for, you know, 15 to 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like you can, you know, those get lost really quick. Yeah. But I was really excited yesterday. So I said, I cashed out my first month. I started last month. I cashed out $75.
Wow.
Already back up to 10 today. So, you know,
and
I'm doing well. I'm saving up for a PlayStation 5.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So just the PlayStation 5, and then what? You think you have to take surveys again to get the PSVR 2?
The PSVR 2. So it's probably going to take like conservatively 2 years.
It's probably going to take that long for me to buy that shit too.
It's so ridiculous. Yeah. My wife,
your wife
signed up for it too. She was like, well, that's interesting. And so she signs up for it. And the first quiz that she took, it was like for 59 cents or some shit, like some weird odd number, right? And it took her like 45 minutes to get through the survey. And she was like, this is not fucking worth it. And she was a much smarter person than I am.
Watch, like, next time you talk to her, she's like, I already made 50 grand. I've only been on it a week. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I read an article about it like a couple months ago, and I was like, I should give that a shot. Like it's some kid that's like, I make $250 a month just doing surveys. And they don't really tell you all the ins and outs of it. Mm-hmm. And so I signed up for it, and now I'm kind of addicted to it, you know? Mm-hmm. So
well, I mean, that's good to be addicted to. At least you make some money off of that addiction.
Yes, yeah. You know? Yeah. I'd probably make more money not doing it.
Well, I mean,
who knows?
Time is money, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean,
yeah.
It's like,
well, I wouldn't be using my data plan outside of the house.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I wonder how much data that actually takes up, though.
Probably a lot.
Huh. Well, good luck on your journey, sir.
Thank you.
Good
luck.
Thank you.
Just wanted to share that with you at the top of the show.
I was curious because last time I had seen you said you started doing it. Mm-hmm. I think you were up to $5, or you had your first $5 day or something. I forget what it was.
Oh, I can't remember.
So
was it at the Eagles like a couple weeks ago?
I think so, yeah.
I think I was up to like $50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, look. Hey,
thanks a lot, man.
I'm glad it's happening.
Thanks a lot.
I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah.
What's the name of that app again?
QMe.
QMe. Please sponsor us. This will probably be the best. You'll probably get a spike after hearing this.
Big time.
In like, you know,
big
10
time.
people.
I really sold it.
10 people.
I really sold it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're the producer today. You produce the show. Specifically, why is this something you wanted to talk about?
So I got this fence in my front yard.
Mm-hmm. Very nice fence.
It's a decent fence. And for the longest time, like the people that came over to do the fence, very nice guy by the name of Ren.
How long ago was this?
This must have been, I don't know, like maybe 8 or 9 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And he and his father came over. They have a fence building business. They came over, built the fence, and they're like, "What do you want us to do at the top?" Because it's like the horizontal slat fence, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Kind of a modern look. It's very popular nowadays.
And when you say at the top, do you mean the last slot at the top?
Just kind of to cap off like the whole top of the fence, right? Yeah. Like some people want just caps on top of the posts.
The posts, yeah.
Some people want like a flat board across the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that one myself. I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay, I was going to say, what did you have in mind when you said, I'll figure it out myself?
Well, at first I was just like, I'm going to cap the posts with
of course.
A cap that I make. And I did that. And then
how long did that take?
Oh, that took, I did that probably a couple weeks afterwards. But they were promptly just like shoved off of the posts by squirrels. Like squirrels just mangled them.
So like you didn't, how are they secured down?
I didn't attach them down. Because I knew at some point I was going to take those off and do something different.
Got it.
So I didn't want to attach them to the posts. But it was a constant battle. literally every day I would have to go pick up the caps off the ground and put them back.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's good to have caps because if it's not covered, rain gets down in the posts, right? Like the water will soak in through time.
Well, the posts are
probably fine anyways.
Yeah, I mean they're pressure treated wood.
Because my garbage
it's made
fence
to be out there.
My garbage fence that I have that was.
I think it's more of an aesthetic thing than it is like a protection.
Got it.
Because all the wood is outside. Like it's all out there.
Yeah, no, I know. I just know that like my shitty fence that I have that's on, like a townhome that they built 30 at a time or whatever. The posts are the only things that are still good.
Yeah, because they're pressure treated.
Yeah. And the other shit is like,
it's
like
falling apart.
The rain gets down. There's no, whatever. So, okay, all right.
Yeah. So I always knew I was going to do something different. Right. And it was like always kind of at the bottom of the list. I think that for a lot of home projects, this is what people have to like, they have to make a list. Okay, well, what's most important?
Yeah, you've got the fence already.
Right. The fence is there.
It's up, it's there, it's working, it's doing its job.
Looks fine.
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't really bother me. After a couple years, like I stopped noticing that the posts are uneven and the top of the fence is unfinished.
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't bother me that much. We do a bunch of major projects since then, right? And now it's time, okay, to get down
to that's the list. It's finally on the list.
Yep, it's finally on the list, right? And so I go in, I paint the posts first of all.
Okay.
Painted them black, right? Mm-hmm. And that was dumb. That was a stupid idea.
Why was that stupid?
Broke my fucking back.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it looks like trash. It doesn't look good.
No. It looked great. It looked great. But I broke my goddamn back doing it.
When aren't you breaking your back?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You got to do some core exercises, brah.
For 43 years old, and especially with like a post and stuff that's already attached to the fucking ground, you got to get into all these weird. You got to contort your body into all these weird positions just to cut in, around it. So dumb, but I did it.
How many posts do you have to do that to? How many posts are there, you think?
I think maybe 20.
Okay.
25.
That's a backbreaker.
That's a backbreaker, right? And so my plan was buy some wood and string that up on the top and have it kind of like have it go straight across the top, connect to the posts.
Yep.
Right? At certain like a height interval, so it'd be a gap.
I wish I would have looked at this on my way walking in here.
Well, I'm trying to explain it. I don't know.
You'd have to explain it either way, but I just wish I would have put eyes on it. Knowing that we were going to talk about it, I'm kind of an idiot. I just rushed in and didn't even pay attention.
That's fine.
Now on my way out, I'll look at it. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Keep going.
So I start putting these boards up, right? Like these flat. It's almost like it looks like like a railing or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's now on the top. And I start putting these in, and I measured everything, twice or 3 times, try to get everything even and shit. And it's like the fence has been up for so long that it is now warped and settled and all sorts of shit. And so everything that I put up is not straight, does not line up together, right? There's gaps, here and there. And I think it looks fucking worse.
Ooh.
And it's like, this is what you get for putting off a project for 9 years, right? And then finally getting to it. And you got nice straight pieces of wood that you're putting on now curved and shitty pieces of wood. And this is, this is like a topic for a woodworking podcast.
Well, that's, the stuff I procrastinate on around the house.
Yeah.
Is usually ends up being worse by making me, by letting it wait. We had we had a handle on our shower. So we got 2 showers in our house. The one upstairs is because
you're a rich person.
Yeah, I'm a thousandaire. The one upstairs is the one that gets the most use.
Yeah,
it's our bedroom. And we just fuck in it. I mean, we just fuck like crazy. I mean, we role play.
I had to take a drink,
hot.
But I was about to say because that's where the magic happens.
And we role play. Our marriage has never been more exciting. I'm just gonna say it like it.
I'm laughing because it's not true, and I know it.
So the handle was loose. It was like loose.
Yeah.
So like you turn it off, and there was some wiggle to it.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, well, I got to pop the thing and And it's one of these plastic, classic kind of teardrop shaped things that've been around since the fucking 90s or 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that plastic disc on the middle that you pop off, and then you got the screw.
Can tighten the screw.
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say.
So I keep saying I gotta do it. I gotta do it. One day, go to turn it off. Something clicks inside.
You broke it.
And it broke, and it won't shut off. Like it'll, you can close it all the way, and then
it'll still drip or something.
It's like it's just barely running. And I'm like, Jesus, right? And of course I'm on my way to work or something. I'm taking a shower in the morning. I'm like, motherfuck. And then I'm like going back and forth. And then I'm like, okay, so, well, this is someone telling me that I gotta just, finally do what I meant to do, what I was been meaning to do. I pop the thing off, go to unscrew the thing, and I am wrenching as hard as I can. I get
now
the
it's
power
just
drill
totally
out.
fucking like calcified.
It's calcified,
stuck in there. Yeah.
So when I turn it, it will turn now, and I can get it to shut off.
Okay.
By using the screwdriver. But I can just keep turning it, and it'll turn on and shut off. Like I just keep rotating it the same as and that's the way to. That's lefty loosey.
Yeah.
But it's whatever it's doing. It's moving the entire mechanism.
Moving the
inside.
whole thing. Yeah.
So I'm like, motherfuck! Now I got to call a plumber. So the plumber comes, and this dude is wrenching and working on this thing, and he's like, I've never seen anything like this. I go, am I an idiot? I go, did I do this? He was like, no, because I went and bought a new handle.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. Like when it did this, I got it to shut off. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just finally going to go get a new handle. So even like when on my way to work, I got it to shut off. So I was like, okay, I'll deal with it when I get home. I go stop off Lowe's, wherever, get a handle, come back from home from work. And that's when it's doing the twisty thing. It will not come off. And it's like, so the guy comes in, he's wrenching on it. He's like, I've never seen anything like this. I'm like,
that is the worst. That's the worst thing. It's either a lie to get more money out of you, or it's true, or it's totally true. And this is like, either way, it's the worst fucking thing to hear. Like technician say when they come to your house to fix something.
There's no winning on this one.
No,
you're right. Either he's lying, or he's just trying to like get more money out of it.
Yeah.
So he must be one of the greatest actors in the world, because I mean he looked just fucking
perplexed,
spent, like and almost kind of embarrassed. Like I can't.
What do you have to do? You got to cut the fucking thing off.
He's like, I cannot believe I can't. Like basically, like I can't believe that I'm saying I can't do this.
Yeah.
So he's like, I have to cut the wall behind it.
Oh no.
Which is in like a linen closet.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I gotta get this whole section unit out and replace it with a new one.
Yeah.
So we did that. He cut it out.
A whole new valve box.
Yeah, whole new. There you go.
Fuck.
And so he put that in or whatever, and then this was another learning experience. So then we had this open hole in the sheetrock, and so Anita was like,
"Plumber's not going to fix that."
Nope, plumber's not going to fix that. So Anita said, "Well, let's do it." And so we watched some YouTube shit. Anita did it. We did it as best we could.
I hate doing like patchwork
on
drywall.
Oof.
And we have plaster in our house.
Oh yeah.
And it's the fucking worst, man. It is the worst. And there are so many little dings and little holes that I have put off on fixing, because that is the worst shit to work with. And trying to match it up with what the wall actually looks like is just
well, the only
terrible.
saving grace with this, it was like
it's in a fucking closet,
and a pile of towels will be in front of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Or whatever trash we
will
put
be
in.
unseen.
Pretty much unseen.
Yeah.
So it was a good little practice thing.
Right.
And I have to say, like, Anita did most of the work. I get frustrated with that shit. Like, I want it to look like nothing happened.
Right.
And I know my
it's
abilities.
never going to look like that.
It's never going to look like that. And I know I don't have the abilities to do that.
Yeah.
So I will get mad no matter what the result is, because I know it's going to be terrible in my eyes. So she's like, enough. I'm doing it. Get out of here. And we bought the can texture. What a crock that bullshit is.
You gotta be real good with that stuff.
It's like,
let me tell you, I've had a lot of experience with that bullshit. orange peel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like it's got like the different
Yep.
like
the aperture
1,
on
2,
the,
3, and you like hold it this far. And it's like it's
you got to test
bullshit.
it out on
a
cardboard.
Yes, on
before
cardboard.
you
Oh,
do
yes.
it. Like I made that mistake so many fucking times in the first place that we bought. Like I was like, I fucking got this, and I didn't even test it out. That was a mistake.
Shit.
Like the first time I ever used that stuff, I ended up with a big ring of just like raised up texture in one spot because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and it was just like, and I was like, I'll paint over that and it'll be fine. No, not at all. Made it more noticeable, if anything.
Yeah, because with this bullshit that we had,
Yeah, man.
if you had too much of it,
Yeah.
it's like porous.
Yeah, so it'll
Fucking
bubble
paint,
up.
yeah.
It'll bubble up and it'll pop.
That's stupid. Dude.
So one of the things that I figured out with that shit is that you can tamp it down with like a sponge, a damp sponge.
We tried that too.
Yeah, and it'll kind of blend it in just a little bit better, but you'll still get those little bubbles that have popped all over the place.
Yeah.
This really is turning into kind of like a woodworkers or handyman.
Well, I mean, look, we're 46.
I apologize.
No, we shouldn't apologize for anything because I mean, there's going to be our listeners are our age now. And even if there's even if they're not homeowners, they've had to deal with bullshit like this. So,
the worst part about doing drywall is working with that weird mesh tape.
Yes,
Getting the square to sit in there.
Yep.
Right. First of all, which I figured out is fairly easy. You got to attach a little piece of wood to the back of it, and then you attach
I've
it
heard
to the
that
wall.
whole
and
deal.
blah, blah, blah. But getting that tape on there, making sure everything's kind of somewhat flush, and then the mud that you put on that thing, you have to like apply it, sand it, let it dry, let it dry, then sand it, and then apply more, then sand it.
I got no patience for this shit, man.
Dude, it's infuriating.
It is. Yeah. So, I mean, Anita did a great job. And like I said, where it's located.
No, she didn't.
She did it better. I think she did a great job. I'm not even joking because, I start it. I'm pissed off. She does it. Yeah. And I'm, and I'm like, it's going to look like shit. It's going to look like shit. Yeah. If you move everything out of the way, you could tell that something was patched up there. But again, she did a great job and it's in a fucking closet. Who gives a shit?
Perfect spot.
But the prime example of, I don't know if that faucet would have been able to be fixed had I jumped on it the second that handle broke.
Probably not.
Probably
man.
was part of the reason why it broke was probably because of what was going on.
Well, it sounds like it was pretty cheap too. Like that's the problem with those cheap things, man. If they get some, calcium deposits like build up in that shit, and then it's just done. Like you can't fix it.
So check this. So we have the same one downstairs in our shower.
Of course.
And the guy's like...
contractor grade.
Of course, yeah, right? They put all the... Like, everyone has the same one in there. So he's like, do you want me to go down?
and take care of this one
and he's like, check on that one.
Yeah.
He's like, how's it working? I was like, it works totally fine. We barely use that shower down there. And I was like, what... I got to give this guy credit. I was like, what would you do? He's like, I'd leave it. He's like, don't. He's like, if it's working fine... You don't use as much as this one. Yeah. Don't mess with it.
Did he tell you it's a matter of time, though?
No, because he ended up saying, like, it's going to fail at some point. But he goes, like, I would be shocked if it, like, does the exact same thing that this one does. He's like, this was, like, something that was, like, ridiculous. I've never seen before. Like, to have two of the same things in one house. He's like, I don't know. But I mean, I got to give him credit for not saying you need to replace that other one. You need to pay me way more money, and I'll go down and replace it. So, but it's bullshit like that I put off. Yeah, I put off shit like that because you know what? It's not, to me. It's not fun. Some people have fun with this sort of crap. We had this.
It's not all that fun. I blame channels like HGTV,
right,
for giving everybody in the United States a false sense of
you can do
security
this too,
in knowing that you can do all this stuff yourself and it's only going to take 45 minutes. From remodeling a whole kitchen
Oh, Christ.
to remodeling a whole house to building a whole new house.
Right.
Like everything is just nicely packaged into 30 minutes.
Hey,
And the only problems that
I got a great
happen
idea for
are
you.
only going to cost you a couple $1,000.
No. I got a
It's
good
all
idea. I got a
bullshit.
better idea for a side hustle for you.
What's that?
Just flip houses, bruh.
Flip houses. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. I blame that channel, and I love watching that channel. Like, I love watching those shows, but it is so unrealistic, and the amount of money that has to go into like these types of projects, they are not representing that properly.
Right.
At all.
See, I think this is the other problem with me is you like watching that.
Yeah.
Genevieve
But I
likes
also-
watching it.
Yeah.
Luke likes watching it.
I know.
I don't
Me,
like
Luke,
that
and Genevieve
shit.
actually text each other like little projects that we've done.
Oh, yeah,
and like mid-century modern houses that we've found on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll text each other about that kind of stuff.
I don't care if it's mid-century modern. I don't care if it's modern. I don't care what it is. I just don't have that thing in
Sure.
me that enjoys watching that shit.
Right.
Or, and it sucks. I wish I did.
Yeah.
I wish I did, but... And I think Anita's got it more than me, but she doesn't really have it all that much.
I like it because I always get ideas from it. You know?
Yeah.
It gives me ideas of stuff to do. But the problem is that I'll get halfway through that idea and I'll be like, man, this is taking too long. Mm-hmm. and then I'll sit on my shop for like 2 months or 8 years.
Yeah. It reminded me when you brought this topic up too. It reminds me of when I used to draw. I used to be into drawing.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to be a
yeah.
fucking comic book artist. We've talked about it a gazillion times here. Green Grappler, Hair Trigger, all that shit. The thing I hated the most was like if I was drawing something and I had to stop, we had to go somewhere, finish it tomorrow.
Right.
Every time I basically came back to the half-finished thing, I get 24 hours.
Right.
Pull it out and go like, oh, I'm going to finish this thing. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I'd look at it and go, this is fucking garbage, and I don't want to finish it, and I just fucking tear it up.
Yeah.
If I'm in the middle of doing something like that, I have to see it all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because and when I was like in art class, all of that shit, if I come back the next day, I'd rather just like I could do that again quicker,
Right.
and better than I did the first time, and then I'll finish, then I could finish it all today.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Dude, I'm in the same position right now. Back to that fucking fence. So the final portion of this fence is making a front gate to the entryway to our front door. Right. And I have to attach a post to the brick. So I have to drill holes in the masonry and then attach them with something that's called a Titan bolt. Attach this post to the wall, and I've got to make sure the holes line up from the post to the brick and all that stuff, and that the post is the same height as the opposing post that's attached to the fence. And so it's like, I am so not looking forward to doing this portion of the project, and I've been putting it off for now 3 days. And this might turn into another situation.
Oh, Christ.
Where,
This is gonna be 8 years
like
from now.
8 years from now, I try to attach a fucking a fence gate that I build that I'm super proud of, and it doesn't fit right because everything has warped and shrunk or expanded.
God. Some
Oh,
days
my God.
someday we're gonna have AI robots that are just gonna go bzz, 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 wham, wham, put it all up there.
Yeah. Yeah. You give the robot your idea, and then they just print it out of their butthole.
Yeah.
Their computer
Apparently
butthole.
they have a dot matrix butthole.
That would make a lot of sense. the dot
Yes,
matrix.
robot. This is what I would like done. Thank you, sir. We'll never see it. We'll be long dead.
Yeah.
But Bezos and Musk and all those guys will be alive because by then they'll have the fountain of youth drug that they're all obsessively looking for.
Just took a survey on AI today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was I think it was a $2.25 survey. Yeah.
That's an important survey, dude.
Important survey. It was
$2.25.
for Amazon. Yeah. And their AI capabilities, which I know nothing about. It's ridiculous. But I made $2.
We got a young first throat gurgle, maybe the second throat, maybe the second throat gurgle of the show. You got a guy I work with. We call him Young Zach.
Young Zach.
He's 24 years old.
Oh, that is young.
Yeah, he's young. And,
Zach is young.
He's a funny guy, and he monkeys around with all that AI stuff. Mm-hmm. And if someone makes a wacky comment about like a picture of like, I don't know how he got on. He was doing pictures of he did
like where you could type in like the prompts.
Yeah,
and
you have all
give
these
me a picture
of Trump riding a whale, or whatever.
Right.
He was doing shit like that.
Yeah.
But one of them that's kind of cool is you can take a recording of someone's. That's not cool. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
You can take a recording of someone's voice.
Right.
And it'll be like a 20-second recording. And in actuality, you can go there and hit record. And if you have a mic set up anywhere on your computer, you can go blah, 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 blah. And then it'll count it out like 15 seconds.
Right.
And then you wait and you type in what you want an AI recreation of your voice.
Approximation of what you sound like. That's the scary part about that kind of stuff, especially the video stuff too.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it's super weird and
the deep fakes.
Yeah,
the deep fake stuff.
What makes sense about this, though, for whatever reason, this one to me is like I get this more than the others. Like obviously, if you're telling it like to create a picture, it's scanning whatever it has in its memory or in the internet,
sure,
and making an approximation of several photos that it goes through. Like it gets the idea, it goes like brrr, in split seconds, it sees like a million Trump pictures, then goes, okay, I think I got an idea. And it's
not completely true though. It's actually creating a whole new image.
No, I know,
that's why.
But that's not true either, because they've already gotten busted for finding watermarks that are.
Oh no!
Yeah,
shit.
so it's like it just depends on.
I thought it was okay.
It depends on which one it is and what it's pulling from.
Gotcha.
But
But I thought that was why it couldn't do like human hands right.
Yeah, what it does is it goes. What do I need to create this image? And then it goes through millions of images, and then it pulls from all of them and tries to make a unique image out of all these millions of images, right? And that's why you get fucked up sort of shit. But the voice stuff
that makes more sense though.
The voice stuff is interesting because again, it's all zeros and ones, right? Mm-hmm. So you record into it, it looks at that and goes, okay, I can reconstruct that in zeros and ones as close as I can to what it recorded as, right?
Yeah.
And that shit's funny. So, because I work at a radio station, so we had one of our reporters, he got a piece of his audio, and this guy's a straightforward reporter, and he put it in, and he started having it do like Dr. Dre songs. So he'd put, and it was like this dude's voice saying, slap the hoe, whatever it is. And it was like, it was read straight news like this guy does, but it was funny. It didn't, sometimes you'd go like, wow, that really sounds like him.
Right,
but a lot of the times it was like, it's close. But I
mean, I would imagine, especially it sounds especially like you if you've said one of the words that they're using in the AI program too,
right? And
especially with like, guys in your business, you could probably feed in a whole shit ton of information into an AI bot, and just, I mean, that's the scary part. It's like one of the questions on this survey, I keep on coming back to these fucking surveys. This is my whole life now, is these goddamn surveys. But that's the scary part to me, is like what happens to customer service, or like replacing actual people with AI bots that are now answering phones instead, to make you think that you're talking to an actual person, right? Mm-hmm. Like that just seems, I don't know.
Well,
it seems wrong.
It seems wrong, but maybe I'm a half full kind of guy. But let me flip it.
I mean, they're already doing it online, right? They already have those little chat bots that like come up and, hi, I'm Irene. No, you're not.
I would just say this, and I kind of think of it this way sometimes.
You're a Pentium 3.
Is that the highest? Is it Pentium 3
No,
now? Where are we
I
at?
think Pentium 3 came out in like 95.
Okay, I haven't been up to speed on the on the Pentium chipset.
My computer references are very behind.
But I would say this, like that sort of a job probably is not a great job. Like the humans that do that job probably, and I don't know, maybe there are people listening that are like, oh, I do customer support and I really love it.
But that's not the part that I'm afraid about, losing jobs, because there will always be different jobs for people of a certain skill set, right?
Sure.
For any skill set, there will be different jobs. Computers will never take over everybody's job.
I think they will.
You think they will?
I think robots and computers will take over enough jobs that we will have to.
Now, do you think something like that is like a scary thing?
No.
Or do you think, yeah, me neither.
No.
Because I think there will be other jobs for people to have. They will just have to have more.
Well, maybe that's the case, or let me say this. I don't know, but like, you know, maybe socialism or something like that. I know it's a bad word, but we might be. I always have thought like we might be forced into it, because just think about all the jobs that are out there that people do that they don't really like.
Right.
And they're time consuming, they're back breaking, they're mind numbing or whatever. If you got computers and robots to do that stuff, then yeah, you're probably right. We have these people that would otherwise be stuck working 12-hour days, and all of their life is sucked out of them to the point where they don't create, they don't do anything that they would really like to follow their dreams. We'll have more people being even more creative, and we might get some unique jobs out of that. I would agree with you, but I think at the end of the day, I think it's going to be this sort of thing where there's going to be a ton of people, not enough jobs, and we can't punish people for not having, and we'll have to figure out how humans can live and not need a 40-hour-a-week job to do so. And that's where, like, I talk to people at work about that, and they get all up in arms on that'll never happen. It's like, I don't see why people are so opposed to it, because for me, it's like, if we got to a point where humans could spend their time doing things they enjoy,
yeah,
and not spending more than half of their life doing something that they don't enjoy.
Well, therein lies part of the problem, is because we have bred people, especially in this country, to think that enjoyment comes from having the biggest truck, or
right,
the biggest boat,
correct,
or the most jet skis, or, can take the most extravagant vacation.
Yep.
Right. So yeah.
Well, all that joy.
Do you know where I'm going with that?
Well, yeah.
Like,
well,
does
that's
that make
going to be
sense?
solved because we got Meta solving that. You just strap a helmet on your head, and you've got the biggest car collection that you could ever imagine.
Well, let me tell you, they got to start putting some more fucking money into the goddamn graphics engines on these headsets, because it's starting to piss me off a little bit.
Boy, I really took it into like T2 territory.
Yeah,
Scary
you did.
Shit. Sorry,
You
guys.
did.
I'm
Yeah.
apologize.
So you don't think they're gonna? It's not gonna be more of a computer uprising. It's more of gonna be like a slow creep into either laziness or like or like Ready Player One territory.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Ready Player One, but I do think it'll be more of like rethinking about how we think human beings should live their lives. I mean, I hope that comes. We already have more awareness of mental health and physical health than we've ever had. We've ever had, right? Like I know right now I'm drinking a White Claw. This is not good for me. And I have 50 million resources to tell me why and what I can do to not want to drink this or whatever, right? Like, so I think, as things look bleak, but a lot of this stuff is like, you even hear now that young people aren't drinking as much as we did when we were young. Mm-hmm. Because again, or smoking. Forget that, smoking, right?
Yeah.
Because they have so much more awareness of how bad it is for you and all this. They have all of this stuff at their fingertips. So they just go on their magic little machine and they look at it and they go like, "Wow, that doesn't sound great."
In addition, they've made it so cost prohibitive
Yeah.
in places like here in Washington
Yeah.
to actually smoke actual cigarettes.
So
that people don't
combined
get into.
awareness with social engineering,
Yeah,
right? Like
totally.
so
That's what it takes, though.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't think there will be an uprising. I don't think computers will care. I think computers will not understand us, and it'll get to a point where the computer will or the AI or whatever you want to say will basically be like, why are you doing this? That's a horrible decision, and I can tell you why it's a horrible decision.
Yeah.
And you will get a guilt trip from AI, and the AI isn't guilt tripping you.
Kinda like
he's just straightforward giving it to you, like
kind of like The Fifth Element. When
I don't
Bruce
know that
Willis
movie well
grabs the fucking cigarette with the filter that's about 3 inches long, and the computer only gives him 4 cigarettes for the whole day, and it slides down in a tube in his wall.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
like-
I mean, other than if you made it do that because you know you're out of control and you need someone to keep you reined in. But I think it'll be stuff like, I don't know, I don't know, like muscle car manufacturers, AI computers will be able to quantify and tell you this one car that you're designing, you're making this many of them, and it's gonna release this much into the atmosphere, and they can tell you instantly this is the damage that it's doing.
Right.
And then it would say, like, I would advise you not to mass produce this vehicle. And whether or not we choose to listen, that will be the thing.
Well, therein lies the problem, because
problem.
most of America is built on not listening to that.
Well, again, I will point to this White Claw, and I know that if I drink a lot of these, it will make me feel good.
Yeah.
But I know that it's doing something but am I not going to do that tonight? Probably not, because the fun that comes from getting a little buzz on, talking to all my friends, and that's irreplaceable to me. It's a terrible thing to say, not irreplaceable, but the moments in life that happen because you're letting loose a little bit, I think are very important. And I know people say like, oh, you don't need to drink to do that and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But the dynamic's a little bit different if you don't. And
and we're Generation X too, so we need to drink and do drugs to maintain friendships.
I'm just sticking with the drinks thus far. The drugs, not my deal. But
well,
yeah, you know what I mean.
If we can get AI to make me finish painting the spots in our bedroom where I used the wrong paint, the wrong color of paint 8 months ago, then I'll be on board.
It will happen, but we'll probably be shitting ourselves and not realizing where we're at by the time that stuff's working.
For sure. Or in a total virtual world.
Ooh, like that.
Which I'm looking forward to.
Or you will become a millionaire, gazillionaire, billionaire. I will. And we will have enough money to take all of our friends and get them that fountain of youth drug.
There you go.
And so we will all live together, which, again, maybe this is a Gen X thing.
In a villa.
Sounds awful. Kind of sounds awful to me, living forever.
If you could live like in a small little, like everybody had their own little place, but it was all on like a large plot of land. On one plot of land, you wouldn't want that?
Forever?
Yeah, with like your best buds.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but like
you still got your own little area.
No,
right?
It sounds great, but here's the thing: is like my mind cannot grasp forever.
Okay. You're talking about like fountain of youth.
Yeah,
shit.
immortality, fountain of youth. That's what I'm
immortality.
talking about. Yeah.
No, I was talking.
That's
about
what I was saying. Like we'll be rich enough to get all of
yeah.
our friends and families this precious juice to keep them alive forever. Which then I said sounds.
There's
like
a great movie that actually tackles that situation really well. Mm-hmm. It's a ridiculous
Time
movie.
Cop? Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh
no, it's called The Old Guard, and it's on Netflix. Charlize Theron, and she plays like this immortal like warrior with this band of warriors that like kind of help humanity through its like hurdles throughout the generations and stuff. And they've been on the planet for thousands of years and they can't die. and they
sounds like Highlander.
fight. It's fucking great. Yeah,
Really?
it is. It's a new age Highlander.
Okay.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right.
And it's pretty decent movie. But they kind of tackle that a little bit. Like they have to kind of separate from each other, and like go off and like go around and sow their wild oats in different countries away from each other, and then they'll
come
kind of
back.
come back when problems arise.
That almost sounds like Marvel's Eternals. Kind of sounds like Marvel's Eternals.
Was Charlize Theron in that too?
No, that was an Angelina Jolie.
Oh, that was a Jolie.
That was a Jolie.
Huh, okay.
Well, we've taken this as far as it can go.
This is I think we done did it. I'm sorry for fucking everything up. This has been the Stack of Dimes woodworking corner.
Yeah, and if you're on shrooms, I apologize for that last portion of the show because probably scared the bejesus out of you. So, but I think we've got things to think about moving forward.
Do we?
Let's have a couple.
Be a little bit more on point with our subjects.
Let's have a couple of White Claws and figure it out. All right.
There we go.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much for doing this.
Hey, you're welcome. I hope I didn't fuck things up there.
All right, then. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
You hear what I said? Do you hear what I said? Hey, pal, your excuses are your own.